Another week in another venue, a whole different racetrack. This week, we've done road courses, we've done super speedways, and we've done the intermediate D-shaped ovals. But this week, it's the world's fastest short track, the Hills of Iowa Speedway. Welcome in, everybody, for QSR Simulations Next Gen Cup Series action live on V-Speed. It's the Mcdonald Lawn Care 115 here tonight. I thought it was a 135, but getting set to grid, and we're already rolling cars out there on the racetrack. So we're going to take you through the grid quickly and show that up on the racetrack. These guys will pace very quickly around this track. So Blake Giglio with a 23.109 getting the pole with Bradley Wilson to the outside. You'll have the 81 of Ryan Fiel and Alan Dobbs starting in row number 2. There's an EOL penalty out here on the racetrack as well. Wyatt Walker and Jared Ziegler, 5th and 6th position. 7th spot going to Tay McDonald and Tristan Pena. And there's your top 10 with Kenny Frisbee and Jason Blaney in the number 22. Let's get that grid on the racetrack now, and we'll cycle through the rest of your field. Ryan Philbrick and Galen Wunsch will start in 11th and 12th. 13th position going to Nicholas Caldwell. Mitchell Costner will start in 14th position. 15th, Johnny DePasquale, Ethan Wisnowski in 16th. And then 17th, Quentin Stewart. Last week's winner at Sonoma, Davis Greenwell, starting in 18th. Top 20 with Austin Thomas, Justin Clapper in the 63. Christian Ruckriegel and Al Likens will go 21st and 22nd. 23rd belonging to John Walker, Jesse Gordon in the 110. 25th spot, Nathan Line, Norman King. We go back here to Chase Leahy and Fred Pennington for 27th and 28th. Rounding out your top 30 with 2 more cars to talk about after this. Brantley Gilbert, Jeremiah Nelson. There's Tony Burnleyson. Trevor Trago electing not to take a time. So here we go for another week of QSR Simulations Next Generation Cup Series. It's Season 3 at Iowa. And down the back straightaway, Giglio loses the lead there briefly to the outside for Bradley Wilson. He's going to lead lap number 1. And it's the One and Goons machines fighting amongst themselves. Team Chevy and Team Ford back and forth all season. Giglio starting to lose ground already. We have some side-by-side deeper in this field. It's going to be difficult to pass here. We'll take a look at our race analysis. Of course, our stage is at lap 35, I do believe. I'll have to confirm that with everybody. Lap 39 will be the stage, but 130 laps here this evening. As the 63 of Clapper concedes a position. There's Al Likens looking to the inside for 17th on Austin Thomas. Thomas closes the door hard. Slam the door shut. Tristan Pena working on the 5th position to the outside of... That is Ryan Fiel in the 81, so put Pena up 3 spots already. This is where the 50 machine shines at his best. Short track racer in real life. And Giglio falling back to 4th already. Makes me wonder if maybe he's in a tire save mode for the first stage of this race. What an approach here, dominating the corner. Pena on the back bumper. Whataburger number 50, looking to gain his 4th spot after starting in 8th. Went to work on the outside last time around. Will it work again? Another high approach. Will dive back to the rear bumper. Bradley Wilson pulls away. Alan Dobbs up to 2nd, 2 positions gain. Jared Ziegler into the top 3. after starting back in 6th position. On the move here, a lot of flip-flop in the top 5. We have a few drivers with cameras here tonight. We got problems going on back here. Almost some contact deep in this field. This is 22nd position. Contact with the wall there for Nathan Line. Norman King also gets a pinch on the wall. And it was up here with Ruck Regal, who just has been hemorrhaging positions with Blaney as well. The 22 down 13 spots. But that's actually because of an EOL penalty that Jason Blaney had. He started in 10th, still took a qualifying time. He'll peak 3 wide here through 3 and 4. On board with the 22. Trapped in the middle, he's sideways. And a save there from Blaney with the curse of the camera and the commentary. Got him. Backs him up to 25th. This was stuck 3 wide. Did he have any help? No, just some dirty air off the back end. Straightens it back out. We stay green on lap 11. There's some 3 wide going into 1 and 2. This is a tight battle. 48 in the middle of Nelson. Clapper, contact. 33 of Ruck Regal. Turns it back straight. Caution's out. And the first yellow on lap number 11. Going on to lap number 12. The 48 Ally machine goes a little sideways with some help down the backstretch. Let's take a look at it. There's a look after the math, but here's a look at the 3 wide. And just Ruck Regal pushes up a little bit there. The 3 wide. I know the 48 of Nelson is trying to keep off of the 63 of Clapper right there. And so it's just really tight coming out of that corner. Nothing that anybody did wrong. And luckily, this 33 stayed to the inside, was able to straighten the 48 back out. And it looks like minimal, if any, damage on either one of those cars. We'll try to take a look here at the 33 of Ruck Regal. He pretty much got away unscathed. And no takers down pit road. So everybody committed to this. Jeremiah Nelson is going to come down. And Trevor Trego looks like going to try to top off. One of Goon's Team Chevy is the 48 trying to find his pit stall here. And just to top off on fuel for both these drivers. Maybe 4 tires here for Nelson. No, he's going to top off as well. Taking his time getting out of that box. And we'll get back to live action in just a moment. So I want to apologize for the late start here tonight. I went to Lowe's at around noon today. Thought I could go in and buy some lumber and get it all loaded up before I had a broadcast, but apparently that was on unrealistic expectations. It took 6 hours to get out of that store today. But there's no sales tax, so I had to go. I'm going to run out of days. Thursday is the last day here in Ohio to get no sales tax. And I saved around $1,000, so kind of worth it, in my opinion. Don't ever buy a house. That's a lesson learned from that. Bradley Wilson, Alan Dobbs, Jared Ziegler, the top 3. Blake Giglio, Tristan Pena, the top 5. Giglio, your pole sitter, is down 3 spots. Up 3 for Ziegler. Pena, Frisbee, up 3. Up 4 for Wunsch and Caldwell. Nicholas Caldwell up to 9th spot. As we double back up. Maybe flirting with 9th spot. Not sure if he's actually there or if he's going to start on the inside or outside. We'll have to wait and see. So these drivers under pacing, pass each other and throw me some baffling stats. But Al Likens is the biggest mover of the race so far. Started in 22nd, and they get bioethanol. Number 3, up to 14th now. Stage break at lap 39. Just under halfway to that. As Bradley Wilson elects to start on the outside. A lot of debris on this racetrack right now. And it looks to me like that bottom groove, just like in the real-life Cup Series racing, seems to be where you want to be. Get up there on the outside too far. Get on that older asphalt scene. And these cars are wanting to kick out if you exit too low. And two, we've seen that a couple times as well. Drivers are getting loose on the bottom. We'll have to wait and see if the 22 can get back to form, figure this thing out. Green flag back underway, second time at Iowa. And Jesse Gordon falling back a spot there on the restart. He's really going to send it into the corner. 52 all over the back bumper. A lot of side-by-side back here. This is around mid-pack and 18th through 17th. Back down to Blaney in 22nd. All right on top of one another. There's the 92 of Costner. Costner had a good race going there last week. Got destroyed at Sonoma. We're going to look 3 wide going into 1 and 2. Is the 110 going to back out of it? No, the 5 of Wisnowski gets stuck in the middle. 52 on the outside. Are they going to make it? They do. Just ahead of that, Nicholas Caldwell, Galen Wunsch side by side. Caldwell fighting to defend that 9th position. He will do that. The battles continue back here for 18. The lead has stayed about the same. High machine of Wisnowski on the outside of Blaney. He's picking his way through this field, trying to get back up to 10th where he started. Way down on the inside last time, didn't work out for the 22. 5 into the wall. Didn't leave him much room there. This is the action on this racetrack. On board with Blaney. Almost some contact. I think that was a bumper touch there on the 110. Likens continuing to pick up positions. Now up 11 as we'll ride on board with the number 3. We'll take the eye on the drivers. Full screen. There he is. Likens on the move. Way up the racetrack here, though. Another curse of the commentator. And he uses that safer barrier to exit turn 4. Overshot the landing just a little bit there into the entry. Now has the 1, and that's the 99 in the background. Quentin Stewart still trying to save it. And Stewart gets sent around. Minimal damage on the 99, but he's going to hemorrhage a ton of positions. Started in 17th, was near the top 10. And unfortunately there, bringing out another caution. Let's see if we can figure out exactly what happened. Back this up on a live replay. And it looks like contact with the 110 and quite a few drivers. The 22 of Blaney involved in this one as well. Let's see if we can find what happened. I think contact here. The 110 really sent it down into 1. And then pushed up the racetrack right into Quentin Stewart. 63 on the outside of Clapper. And the 22 of Blaney. The 33 of Ruck Regal. Nowhere to go. No, that actually wasn't Ruck Regal. That was another car. Let's look at the onboard here with the 63 of Clapper. You can see that dive to the inside, pushes up the racetrack, and check, check, check. Clapper has nowhere to go, gets into him. And there's a car here in the background. I'm not sure who that was that got into the 22 of Blaney. So you watch it from the blimp camera. Might have been the 35 of Austin Thomas here, and it was. So quite a few cars involved in that one. This accident on lap 23, our first caution at lap 11. Now Bradley Wilson has led every single lap that we have completed here at Iowa. And we're getting set, ready to double back up here in just a moment's time. A lot of aggression here early in this one. 2 cautions, 0 lead changes, of course. Giglio finds himself back up to the 2nd spot. While that was all going on, Giglio started to turn the jets back on. Got around some of the cars that had passed him earlier. He had fallen back to around 4th or 5th position. Jared Ziegler is now back there with that last restart. Giglio back to the inside as we double back up. Just about 13 laps remain in stage number 1. Wilson, Giglio, Frisbee now the top 3, with Dobbs, Pena staying in 5th, Ziegler, Field, Bilbrick, Caldwell, and Wunsch. So the names in the top 10 have stayed the same, but their positions have changed back. We have a few drivers that are up 6 spots for Frisbee. Now 9 for Likens. He lost a couple there when we put the camera on him. Here we go, pace car out of the way. 3rd time we're going to hit the loud pedals. And a big jump here on the restart. 21's down and away, massively going into turn 1. Put out almost 3/10 on Giglio before he entered the corner. We're going to see a battle for the lead here in just a moment, though. Meanwhile, we have some 3 wide action back here off of turn 4. 199 of Wunsch stuck in the middle with Johnny DePasquale, the 92 of Costner. They're going to look 3 wide again into 1. They'll back it down. Another stab at the lead. Here comes the 16 of Blake Giglio trying to take it away. Just about 10 laps left in stage 1. Wilson defends it off of 4. Able to hold on for another lap. Inside, going to be very difficult to execute this pass. Get all the way down to that white line. You got to be careful not to touch it. Runs it up over the hill on the exit. A little sideways for both of them. They're going to chase it all over the backstretch. Giglio glued to that white line. Side by side back here with Frisbee and Dobbs. Kenny Frisbee in the 18. Gonna lock down that outside line and try to take away this position. Dobbs defending well enough, but not well enough here off the exit. Looks like the 18 had the advantage there briefly. That battle will subside. Here's a pass from Nicholas Caldwell up to 6th spot on Ryan Field. With the 11 of Caldwell up 7 positions. On the move now. Caldwell chasing down his teammate Alan Dobbs. Kristen Pena falls back to 10th. He's starting to hemorrhage some spots. Might have overdrove it a little bit here. We got contact in front of these cars, and the 54 of Dobbs is around, and the 63 of Clapper has nowhere to go. That's your points leader coming into tonight, and he is totaled. He lost it on his own. He lost it on his own. Wow, heads up driving there, but Clapper nowhere to go. 4 wide. Wow. Trying to avoid that. He's chasing this car. He chased it into the wall. Whoever that was that avoided... Oh, Clapper just once moved up out of the way. We got to get it on board with the 63. You're going to see this 199 car move up the racetrack, and I believe this is close enough to where Blake Giglio is going to get the stage win. But watch how fast this happens. On the brakes, nowhere to go. Bam. That might do it for this stage. Got to be within 5 laps. That caution falling, I think, on lap 33. So we might be good for a short stint shootout or the stage break. Well, you know these drivers are going to be hungry, but Blake Giglio gets away the lead where that caution fell. Dove to the inside. Let's see if we can get a look at that pass for the lead. Back this up a little bit more. There's the side-by-side on the outside. He finally got to him. And there was the completed pass that put Blake Giglio as the command car for this restart. And I have no confirmation just yet that we're going back green. Looks like the lights on the pace car are still on. If they go out this time by, it looks like it'll be a short shootout. Almost a green-white checker, if you will. Or the end of stage 1. So if the lights stay on, we know that's not the case. Looks like they're going to go out this time by. Okay, here we go. Lap 37. We're going to take the green at 38 and run it out to lap 39. At the end of lap 39, as the top 10 crosses the line, that will do it for stage number 1. Blake Giglio has a real shot at claiming those stage points for this week. On back up with Bradley Wilson, Jared Ziegler, Kenny Frisbee, Tam McDonald, all the way down to Tristan Pena in the 10th spot. Brantley Bryant on the edge of stage points in 11th in the number 52. The 3 of Al Likens also in that mix as well. Here we go for another green flag down and away. Giglio just has to do it for 1.5 laps. Will we even make it back to that point? It's looking like some 3 wide back there for the 10th spot. They have to complete lap 39, so we're going to take the white flag for stage 1 here in just a moment. It's up in the air now. And one more time around for Giglio. And the caution is out. They're going to throw it at the beginning of lap 39. I thought that was the completion of lap 39. Okay. Missed it by 1 lap. Nonetheless, stage winner, Blake Giglio in the 16. don't believe there was any incidents back there to throw that caution prematurely. But just in case there were, let's take it back here and see. This was under yellow, so nothing went wrong here. And that means your top 10 on the left-hand side of your screen all get stage points. And Blake Giglio will lead them down the pit lane. Pit stop timer. Let's see who wins that race off of pit road. When Stewart staying out there, had short pit a little bit earlier. Right sides go up on both of the Goons cars. One of Goons going to be down and away. It looks like the 21 has a little bit of an advantage here on the exit of pit road. And it's close. 21 got him. Don't go anywhere. We have more racing coverage of QSR Simulations 2025 Next Gen Series live on V-Speed. The Mcdonald Lawn Care 115 will continue right after this. To Josh Adams.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back to our coverage from Iowa. Stage number 2 underway. A big jump here for Quentin Stewart. He's the command car with 20 laps on the stint of tires. Your stage winner, Blake Giglio in the 16. Jared Ziegler around. Caution is out. Just like that. Happened going into turn 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2 treacherous. Big check up there on the inside and outside line. Gave Quentin Stewart an excellent restart. And watch right here. It looks like maybe some contact with the 16 of Giglio. Bumped up the racetrack. Ziegler able to chase it. Nathan Line nowhere to go. Got a little piece of him there. But a rough restart. Chalk it up to that. Nathan Lyon ended up destroying his car. I'm on pit road now. So we can back this up. After that chip with the wall, just couldn't get the car to steer straight. And parks it for the day. I keep the lead here with Quentin Stewart. Got Fred Pennington in the number 40 machine. And we have an opportunity to bring one of these drivers up into the broadcast booth. Fred Pennington, it's Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, Fred, you find yourself in a unique situation. A little bit older tires than some of the guys behind you, but here at Iowa, it is very difficult to pass, and I assume that you'll hold at least the top 5 for quite a while, even with the rubber the way it is.
Yeah, I hope so, but my tires ain't that old. I pitted right there at the caution before.
And so this racetrack right now, it's a little hot, a little slippery, especially on that bottom line. Have you had any handling issues, anything complaining-wise about what this car's doing tonight?
Not too bad. Running in the back there, I've not been able to get full throttle yet. Just going slow around there. But I've tried to flip it here at the stage, so we'll see what happens out here.
Looks like it's paid off so far. Have some clean air on the nose. These cars very aero-dependent. Fred, anyone you want to shout out real quick? We have you on camera.
Oh, the Slightly Dangerous Race Club there. We got a bunch of people watching, supporting us. Shout out to all them, and of course your broadcast there for doing this.
Appreciate you as well. Fred Pennington, we'll see you in just a moment.
Thank you now.
Slightly Dangerous Racing is Fred Pennington. Slightly dangerous in position right now. You can see the weather up at the top of your screen. 95 degrees, the track temperature. Could come down a little bit. First race recap, 5 cautions, 2 lead changes. Stage 1 winner Blake Giglio up on the top spot. Now we have a moment just before this restart. Recap those points. And there's last week with Bradley Wilson getting the win. Alan Dobbs still your points leader coming in, but after what happened there to the 54 early exit today, looks like that points lead is going to change. Can confirm. Another big restart here for the 99 of Stewart. The 40 of Pennington spins the tires, and he loses 3 spots right out of the whole shot. Already attacking for the lead. There goes Bradley Wilson. So Quentin Stewart getting some laps led, but here comes Blake Giglio and a lot of fresh tires coming around the 99. And it is a cluster of cars back here. 3 wide with Wunsch on the outside, 12 in the middle of Greenwell. Complete savagery back here, outside the top 20. Blaney on another recovery after the EOL. He's been involved in both cautions here tonight. Or 2 cautions here tonight, I should say. We've had multiple cautions. I believe the count is at 4 now. 5 with the stage. And the car sideways. There's another one. 84 of John Walker. And he's done for the day. Tows it to the pits. Pretty minimal damage, but let's see if Jared Ziegler helps him out here. I believe he did. It's right here. Ziegler predicting that the 84 is going to go up on the exit of the corner. He comes down. Ends up backing it into the outside wall. Let's see if we can go on board with Jared Ziegler. Get his point of view. On board with the 57. Yeah, 48 just kept coming down. It puts us on lap 53 out of 130. Actually, 54 out of 130 now. All right, Glenn. Good to see you in the chat. We'll try to do the best we can here. We've had a lot of shuffling for position. 24 positions gained for Fred Pennington. He's the biggest mover of the race. Second biggest mover, Brantley Bryant, in the number 52. Started in 29th. Did not flip the stage. Is actually on sequence with a lot of these drivers. Brantley Bryant has been flirting with the top 10 for quite a while. He's 2 positions in front. He wants to claim that title. And we'll double back up this time. By light should go out on the pace car. This is actually a mistake on my part, but it's subtle. Let's see if you guys see it. Like I said, I spent 90% of my day at Lowe's today, so I'm a little bit off. Apologies. Never like to throw things together at the absolute last minute. But the important thing is we got through our grid, we got through our start, we have all these drivers out here on this racetrack. We're having a beautiful race, and hopefully Iowa will deliver some long green flag racing. We can see if Blake Giglio can take the lead back. He was faster on that longer run. When stage 1 came around, Giglio seemed to have saved his tires enough to get back around Bradley Wilson. But the way these cautions have been falling, I would venture to say 100% fuel, these drivers could make it to the end of this race. If they have 2 more cautions, they could probably push it to the very end. It's not a big stretch here at Iowa. It's only 7/8 of a mile. These fuel tanks can absolutely tick off 70 laps around this place if we have enough yellows. I see no reason they couldn't do that. Quentin Stewart going to restart on the inside. Will not be the control car this time, so won't get this much of a jump. And you know that these 2 Winnegoons cars are going to work together in some respect, but not in the same channel right now, separate team discords. So the countdown, not going to work. 21, Wilson, not going to help out Giglio. He's going to be on the inside here as the iRacing pace car pulls off. Here we go for another restart. Big jump. Wilson will leave the 16 on the inside. Here comes Fred Pennington outside of Quentin Stewart. Will get the drive off. Back up to P3. Car on the wall in the background. 81 is around. And a big crash down the backstretch. That's a big one here in Iowa. That is a big one. Multiple cars involved in this one. This is a squeeze on the outside. I think the 81 gets shoved up into the wall. No, he gets into the back of the 11 of Caldwell. The 06 of Philbrick, I believe that was. Just shoots across. Ryan Philbrick bounces off the wall. Right across the nose of Caldwell. 92 of Costner involved. Watch this again. Let's see if we can get a blimp camera on the incident. Watch right here. The 81's going to get it into the back of the 11. Runs him up the racetrack. Has a 33 of Ruck Regal to the inside. And then it's chaos from there. 29 at 28. Tay McDonald. And Norman King. All involved in this one. A lot of damaged cars coming down to pits. Jared Ziegler with a black flag. Trapped on pit road here. It's another opportunity to talk to some of these drivers, and I think the next car that I'm trying to find, another slightly dangerous driver. Al Likens, Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy? Al Likens, you got a copy with us?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So, you've been pretty consistent hanging around this top 10 all race long, up 11 spots. It's been pretty solid so far for you. But what is it going to take? I know that we've had a lot of cautions, and I think your car probably faster if we could just get green.
Yeah, we just need some green laps to see what the car can really do. I really don't know what I got at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, I mean, we've paced now for probably 25 to 30 laps out of the 60 completed. It's been a rough one.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely been rough. That last wreck, just barely squeaked through that one.
Well, Al, phenomenal so far with the amount of time that you've had to actually pick apart this field. You're right on the edge of the top 10. Go ahead and shout anybody out while we have you on camera.
I'd like to shout out to Donald Lawn Care.
Alrighty. We'll get you back in there. Slightly dangerous. And hopefully still on the racetrack here when we talk to you post-race, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Al Likens, driver to the number 3. It's set to go back green in just a moment's time. So Bradley Wilson still the command car. And hopefully for these next 60 laps, we can stay green. But we are just at that halfway point. Be about 68 laps to go. Might as well do it while we have the chance. Pace car pulls off. Let's go ahead and crank it up. Presented by MSR Performance. What a save there by the 18 machine. Kenny Frisbee barely able to hold on to that, but he was sailing through 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 rather. Let's crank it up, presented by Mustard Seed Racing. Oh man, we got to go back on the S replay and take a look at that. I mean, he sailed it in there. He drifted the entirety of that corner. Here we go. Inside of Quentin Stewart, the 33 of Ruck Regal on the back end, and he just sent it into the corner really deep. Good job by Stewart to avoid that, and everybody passes by 3 wide. Fantastic driving by everyone around to avoid that. And now We go back to the live shot. Christian Ruck Regal makes a mistake. He loses about 5 spots. What happened to Ruck Regal? I don't know if he was up there a little bit higher. We'll get back to the live shot in just a moment, but I thought for sure he was up higher than that. Continuing to lose spots, down to 12th now. Tristan Pena on the outside. Fred Pennington back to 5th. Tight battle up here for the top 5. Quentin Stewart on the bottom, battling with Pennington. 35 of Austin Thomas up to 3rd. On board with the 35. And everybody's favorite driver camera. There he is, Austin Thomas. Shia LaBeouf giving him some motivation in the background. And keeping pace with Blake Giglio and Bradley Wilson for the top 3. Even on older tires, slightly older. The 35 car is keeping up. Side by side behind him with Stewart. Pennington. Pennington really sent it to the outside there that time. That's going to allow the 22 of Jason Blaney into the top 5 for the first time today. He's been slowly creeping up through this field and officially would be labeled as up about 28 positions from where the EOL brought him to the back of this field, but qualifying in 10th, contact with the 40 of Pennington. And a send here from Stewart to try to take away 5th. He'll get it. Car on the wall, that's Pennington who tagged it. And more close quarters battle. Off of turn 4, running out of racetrack off the exits of these corners. 40 of Pennington ran out of racetrack the last time. It looks like he's going to get right up on Blaney this time and clear Quentin Stewart. And Johnny DePasquale is going to peek to the inside and shut the door on Pena. Can Johnny DePasquale pass on the inside? No, he cannot. Ziegler in the wall. Here comes the 33 of Ruck Regal back to the top 10. Finally got that car settled out. Almost runs into Pena. Someone's face on the hood of the 12. Not quite sure who that is. Here's a battle for 6th spot. DePasquale back to the inside again. Giglio and Blaney battling for 2nd. There's a pass for the P2. And Austin Thomas going to follow suit. We'll go to the inside. Try to follow the 22 through there. Can't do it. Bradley Wilson, who continues to lead this race, and now we've broke off about 15 laps under green. What a contrast from the start of this race. Got a lap car here just in front of these guys. I think that's the 79 of Tony Burleson. He's going to go wide outside and try to let these cars go by. Hopefully they don't meet him at the wrong time here. Burleson did a great job to try to keep that car out of the way. That'll set a battle back up for around 5th position. Closest battle on the racetrack, Jeremiah Nelson looks to the outside, was involved in an incident earlier, but back up to 12th. Just on the edge of the top 10 for the 48. He's had to pass 18 cars twice tonight. Regal has a blinking moment there. Looking 3 wide into 1 and 2. Ziegler up the middle. Mcdonald in 20th position there in the background. Sideways in the back. Brantley Bryant off of turn 4 down on the apron. What happened here with the 52? And Costner on the back end. I'm not sure if the 92 got into him. Watch here as they get a good run off the 2. Costner's going to complete this pass. And the 52 touches the apron. Good save, good recovery, but unfortunately he's going to lose a few spots out of that. So watch them side by side between Regal and Ziegler. A send there from the 33. He'll even get to the inside of Pena. Another send here into 1. Pena is not clear. He has to move up the racetrack. He tried to defend that. This is for 8th spot. He is able to get in front of Ziegler. Give a little bump to the 50 of Pena. Get to his outside. Ziegler's going to look 3 wide here. Through 3 and 4. 33 way up the racetrack, but going to get an excellent run off the corner. And back up to 8th now. Some of these guys have mastered the art of getting to the outside of drivers. It's very difficult to do. 12 of Greenwell looked to the inside for a moment there. Mitchell Costner, 3 wide. The 3 of Likens down on the inside. 15th position. Slide job on 2 cars. Nicely done there for Likens. Was able to get 1 out of it. Might get 2. Still on the outside, 18, keeps it down there, Frisbee, and the wall a little bit there for Likens. Another tremendous send into the corner to try to get a run. Ran out of racetrack. Trevor Trego, Jared Ziegler battling for 11th now. They're side by side all over this racetrack. Tristan Pena also defending 9th, right in front of him. Looking back here with Tay Mcdonald, off the pace a little bit, left front damage on this machine. We're right on board with that mustache. Kind of jealous. Looking good, Tay. Sorry that had a problem there. Got some damage with the 29 machine currently running at 21st. Looking for maybe another caution to get that damage repaired and possibly get back to the top 10 where he started this race. Right now, stuck behind Jesse Gordon, Brantley Bryant, the cars that have also been struggling here tonight because of damage and incidents. Sam McDonald, still a shout out, I think. Just going to go ahead and give it to him. Let's go ahead and make Tay McDonald the driver of the day solely based off that mustache. Secondly, sticking it out here after being in an incident as he was earlier. Left front damage on that machine. To be able to stick this race out for as long as he has. And just keep plugging away. Oh, car in the wall in front of him. There's a free spot. That's why you stay out here. Pick up a position real easy there. Just keep driving. Hopefully, you know, you can get up there to Jesse Gordon, Wyatt Walker. And the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell has also been having his share of struggles tonight. The 11 got sent to the outside wall, is now 1 lap down in 24th. Started up in 13th, was in the top 10 first half of this race. The battles have subsided for the most part. Top 10 still up for grabs, though, as Trevor Trego and Fred Pennington battle it out of turn 4. The blink issue there for Pennington briefly. Clear back up to the outside. Here comes Tristan Pena back to the top 10. Whataburger 50 car not able to clear it there just yet. Trego pulls away from that battle. 12 of Davis Greenwell is going to look for a fight on Christian Ruck-Regal. Austin Thomas has fallen back about 3.5 seconds from the lead. Jason Blaney in third. 94 laps about to be completed. 95 up on the ticker. And it's Bradley Wilson who's led the vast majority. 77 led now as we cross that stripe. And Blake Giglio trying to chase him down. We're going to take you side by side here for just a moment. You're watching QSR Simulations Next Gen Series live on V-Speed. Welcome back here live, 99 laps in. And when you're running solo, you have to give your voice a break. Watching the battles here that were unfolding just around the top 10. Al Likens working his way back up to the 14th position. Lots of contact there between him and the 18 of Kenny Frisbee. Likens with a little bit of a pinch, trying to find a way around the 40 car of Fred Pennington. Pennington has fallen back to 12th. He's fighting hard to stay in this top 10. He has to break really early. Likens dives to avoid it. Likens now up to 13th. Trevor Trego on the move. Christian Ruck-Regal falling down. He's actually going to pit road, so this confirms these drivers cannot make it. We're splitting it at about 61 laps on the stint. 66 for Ruck-Regal. Down and away for Jared Ziegler. Austin Thomas going to get, actually Ruck Regal, apologies. Getting service here. Put that pit stop timer on the side of your screen. 18 of Frisbee down pit road as well. I believe that is the 28. Norman King back out on the racetrack, 19 laps down. So we watch the 18 of Frisbee get service, the 11 of Caldwell down pit road. Here come the leaders. 21 of Bradley Wilson gets moved out of the way a little bit there. We've got 3 wide just to the inside of them. This is allowing Blake Giglio to catch up. This lap traffic that's going by has pitted a little bit sooner. And Giglio within 2/10 now, with 25 to go when they cross the stripe. It's a very difficult pit road to enter and exit. Car on the outside, that's the 18 across through. Man, the lap traffic tight. 18 back on the lead lap now. There's an opportunity for Giglio to look inside. As we continue to ride on board with the driver of the 16, let me give you guys the perspective of how difficult pit road is to enter here. Galen Wunsch looks like he's exiting pit road with some damage. Watch here. That's pit road, and it is difficult to get down. Wilson continuing to defend. More cars coming into the pits. 34 of Leahy exiting pit road now. Chase Leahy 3 laps down off the pace here tonight. Back in 24th position. Tay Mcdonald getting around Fred Pennington. This is why you stay out here. Mcdonald up to 13th now. And as far as these drivers are pushing, I gotta wonder if they're hoping for another caution to come down and get 4 fresh ones. We see a Staff in the lead in 3 and 4. Are they waiting for a yellow that might never come? They've got to be short on fuel. Let's say within the next 5 laps, we're going to see this entire field have to come in. A little loose off the wall there for the 16. He lost a lot of ground. Giglio gets sideways, and he's going to fall all the way back. 0.7 of a second now. He was all over. Nicholsheimer says they should be good on gas. They are 76 laps on the stint here. With 20 to go. That's going to put these drivers at 96 laps, Dylan. I don't know. I know we had some yellows that extended it out a little bit. It's going to kind of mess with my numbers. But I've seen a lot of cars pull down pit road. There's Fred Pennington. I believe the 99's not going to make it as well. He's got 88 laps on the stint. +100 laps on the tank. Johnny DePasquale with damage. Right front destroyed on the 1. What happened to Johnny DePasquale? Did he hit the pit road wall? Yes, he did. And the 1 breaks the right front suspension on the pit barrels. What a shame there for DePasquale. Oh, contact with the 16 in the background. He's into the wall. They were 3 wide with some lap traffic. He's going to save it. But that's going to allow Austin Thomas to catch up about a second and a half. And the lap traffic not being polite to Blake Giglio. Daytona winner. Watch this. Dan Mcdonald got into Leahy, moved him up into the 16 of Giglio, who almost came down on the 52. The 81-22 have to avoid it, but a close call there. And that might just give enough breathing room to Bradley Wilson if this stays green. It's 2 seconds ahead now. There's positions gained or lost in this event. Biggest mover, Trevor Trego. And the number 37. Up to the top 5, working on Austin Thomas for the top 3. Get to the outside with a stab of the throttle. They're going to stay tight here. '85 just completely disregarding this battle between these two cars. Lap traffic becoming a factor every single time there's a pass for position in this top 5. That's the 85 machine of Wyatt Walker, who was actually not a lap down. He was passing for position. I thought he was getting a lap back, but he's up to 3rd now. So disregard what I said. He was passing for a spot, took him 3 wide, had the run, and it looks like he's going to take away what could be a podium finish. 18 to the outside. He is the lap car in this scenario. But the 85 of Walker has a little bit of a tire advantage on the rest of these drivers. And last time by was much faster than Blake Giglio, who is still struggling. But I don't think there's enough laps left for the 85 to catch up to him. It's Bradley Wilson, 2.8 seconds ahead, allowing these lap cars by. And Quentin Stewart going to get back on the lead lap, but now in 19th position for last week's winner at Sonoma. He's locked himself into the playoffs, but would love to get another top 3 finish. Go back to back with top 3s and continue that trend all the way through the regular season. And you're going to be sitting pretty in the points when we reset everything to our top 16. Sideways for the 21. Pass back here with Jesse Gordon. And what a recovery it has been for this driver. The driver of the 110 machine at one point in this race was facing the wrong direction in 1 and 2. He had heavy damage on the right rear. He has repaired this car and climbed out of being a lap down. The 110 up to the top 5 in the closing laps. Phenomenal drive here for Jesse Gordon. Mitchell Costner also in that same scenario. He was involved in the accident on the backstretch. The big wreck we had there around lap 85 or so. And we went green for quite a ways here, folks. 84 laps now on the stint. I would say about 60 of those has been green. So I want to say it was actually lap 65 that we had that last caution. Race recap with 7 cautions, 3 lead changes. It's cleaned up with 5 laps to go. Blake Giglio, your stage winner, has fallen out of chasing down this guy. It's the Chevrolet for one of Goons, the 21 of Bradley Wilson. He's already had a victory or 2. It was actually the last week's stats. We had brought those points up there just a moment ago, and those were incorrect. It was Quentin Stewart who got the victory last week, but the points had not really changed. Dobbs was still the points leader coming into this week. He finished second last week, runner-up. So it was a second runner-up finish as we hit 3 to go. He still maintained that points lead, but Bradley Wilson looks like he's going to take it away this week, with Alan Dobbs getting 31st in the finishing order and Bradley Wilson getting top 10 in the stage. 2 laps left from Iowa. Still got some passing going on from position back here. Brantley Bryant, Jason Blaney, 35, down to the inside. Unfortunately for Austin Thomas, he had to pull it down pit road, wasn't going to make it on fuel. And we'll get the 1 to go signal for Bradley Wilson. One more time around for the driver of the 21, Goons Chevy Camaro. We'll call it a Chevrolet. It's no longer a Camaro. He's going to kiss the wall and show the world's fastest short track how it's done. Off of turn 4, Bradley Wilson going to be a multi-time winner here in QSR. "113 laps led." Blake Giglio coming across in second spot. Jesse Gordon gets up to 4th, got around Trego. And Wyatt Walker rounding out your top 3. And we burn it down on the front stretch with the driver of the number 21. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Final race results in just a moment's time. You are watching QSR Next Gen Cup Series action. Bradley Wilson gets the victory. Stage 1 winner Blake Giglio comes home second. And Wyatt Walker, we'll talk to those drivers in just a moment's time here on V-Speed. Back with more right after this. Welcome back here to our coverage QSR Simulations Next Gen Series. The Mcdonald Lawn Care 115 has concluded. That was a giant logo. Some of these aren't scaled correctly tonight, but nonetheless, what was scaled was this amount of cautions. We finally figured it out. We went green flag racing for the remaining 70 or so laps of this race, and Bradley Wilson got it done. Race recap, 7 cautions, 3 lead changes, and a phenomenal drive by the Wannagoons machines yet again. Final results up on your screen. There's Wilson, Giglio, and Walker. We'll get a word with those top 3 drivers in just a moment. But then it was Jesse Gordon on his recovery race after being involved in a very early caution, fixed that car back up, drove back through this field, and gets a top 5. Congrats to him. Trevor Trago, the biggest mover of the race, 27 positions gained. He'll round out the top 5. Tay McDonald, another one of those cars that had an excellent recovery. He was beat all up. And how about that for the number 29 machine? He's going to get 6. Al Likens, we talked to him briefly. The driver of the day there, Tay McDonald, he earned it. I said that mustache got it. Well, I tell you, he did it on the stat sheet as well. Likens, we talked to him briefly, 7th. Ryan Field will finish in 8th. Greenwell in the number 12. Quiet night for him, finishing 9th. And a top 10 here for Jared Ziegler in the 57. Christian Ruck-Regal in the 33 had to pit very early there, but with about 30 or so to go, got his way back up to 11th. Mitchell Costner up to a 12th position after starting at 14th. Kenny Frisbee, 13th position. Jason Blaney had to pass a lot of cars to get back to 14th. Then it's Brantley Bryant going to finish in the 15th position. Ethan Wisnowski, 16th finish effort here. Tristan Pena had a top 10 car to start the day, ends up finishing 17th. Quentin Stewart also up in the top 5 at one point in this race, 18th. Missed the strategy there, had to come down pit road. It's Fred Pennington who also had to peel back in. He was up front, talked to him. Jeremiah Nelson rounding out your top 20. About 12 more cars to talk about. A few of these drivers, Dylan Pickelsheimer had PC issues, wasn't able to get to the race in time. Austin Thomas finishing 21st. Galen Wunsch, 22nd. Then you go back to 23rd with Leahy. Then you got, Burlington. Apologies there. So it's Tony Burlington that's going to finish in the 24th position. Johnny DePasquale is going to finish 25th. Norman King, 26th. Nicholas Caldwell, 31 laps down. These cars were damaged, and you saw there with the DePasquale hit the pit road barrels. Norman King had damage all night. Nicholas Caldwell got moved into the outside wall. Ryan Philbrick went for a ride. He got damaged at 28th position. John Walker backwards across the tri-oval, parked at 79 laps down. And Nathan Line, heavy damage on the outside wall. And he'll round out your top 30. 2 more cars to talk about here on these final race results. It's Alan Dobbs, your points leader coming into tonight. Started up in 4th position, 96 laps down. Early exit to this one. Clapper also same boat, same incident. He'll finish in 32nd. And there's Dylan Pickelsheimer who joined us in the chat here tonight. With that, though, it's time to start bringing up drivers into the broadcast booth. And the first driver that we're going to talk to is the race winner, Bradley G. Wilson. Multi-time winner now in the Cup Series. How about it? It was a dominant performance. Nobody had anything for you.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I definitely think the 16 was faster. Just, I don't know how me and him both made the tires last that long while putting the decent lap times down. Just the dirty air kind of screwed him up a little bit. I kind of fed him a little bit and knew that was going to be the play for us to get the win here. But, I mean, I'm just surprised it lasted that long.
We also had the factor of lap traffic, and you were far ahead of the 16 at one point, but then lap cars coming out of pit road or, coming to get their lap back, a little bit fresher tires, that allowed the 16 to really reel you in, but it ended up being the demise of Giglio as well. He got contact from one of those cars.
Yeah, like you said, it definitely helped some, but then it screwed us up a little bit. It seemed like lap cars were really trying to get their time back as fast as possible without really regard to us. But just really happy me and him were still able to get a 1-2. Just wish it was a little bit closer, maybe a fight to the end, but just happy the 21 was able to come out on top today.
Excellent drive, 113 laps led. You started on the front row, and you never left it really at all We had that switch over with the cautions, the way they kept falling. Some drivers had flipped the stage. Were you worried at that point that some of these guys that got up in front of you, or did you know this confidently you were getting back to the front?
I knew confident we'd get back up there. I just didn't know exactly how much tire we were going to burn to do it. Like Blake, he's the king at saving tire. So I knew I had to kind of stay in front of him to kind of set the pace, but I also had to save tire at the same time. So it was a little bit of a back and forth. Just luckily the cautions came out in our favor to get in the lines we needed to be in.
Finally, I got to ask you, Bradley, got a lot of people that support you, a lot of them up here in the chat, day in and day out. Go ahead and shout out the folks that put this car back into victory lane this week.
Got to shout out One Goons and OG Gear for bringing us aboard for this season, and hopefully many more to come. Blake for racing me hard and clean there, keeping me honest. Trevor, Ryan, Davis, Kenny, Brantley, Davis, everyone on the One Goons teams, Ford and Chevy, love them to death. Everyone for racing, you for broadcasting, Quinn for putting this on. Got to thank my family, my beautiful girlfriend for all the support they've given me throughout the years. Just, this one means a lot.
Well, you got done with the short track and it's on to more road course racing. So I hope you got that one out of your system. It's going to go on to another one of turning right. But until then, we'll see you.
Oh, I was happy until you said that. All right. See you, sir.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Hopefully.
Bradley Wilson, winner here, multi-time winner now in the Cup Series. He joins a limited list of drivers through the 3 seasons of this Cup Series. It's on to Blake Giglio as we've caught up down pit road with the driver of the number 16. And Blake, the first one, we got to address the elephant in the room. You were there for a while, but lap traffic. Anything to say about the situation there with the 3 wide?
Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate. I believe it was two lap cars there that were just racing for a spot, and we kind of got tangled up in their mess. So that kind of sucks. I thought we had the best tires. I thought mine were a little bit better than Brad's, and I thought that I was, keeping them cool, waiting for a late race charge. And, after that happened and I was able to actually start pushing, we were 0.2 faster a lap. So tires were definitely saved good. Just kind of lost the track position there. And when I hit the wall, it didn't feel quite the same after. So, and then I hit it again because it just wasn't handling good, and I knocked the toe out. So sucks. Got second though. Good points day. Won the stage. It just sucks. I thought we kept one session short there, and I thought we were definitely going to be able to give him a run for his money.
Well, I made a mistake here. It's actually, I believe, Nashville Fairgrounds that we're going to next, if I'm correct on that. We've got, kind of a weird transition here in the first 4 races, and now we're kind of sticking with the ovals for a little bit. Is that going to help kind of relax your mind through this season, maybe help you get another victory?
Yeah, obviously, I hope so. The win at Daytona was not where I thought I'd get, the win to lock me in, but glad we got that. We've had some rough couple weeks there before and just haven't really ran as good as I thought we should have. So to finish second tonight, it's good. Sucks we didn't get the win. Nashville's going to be, I think, very hard to pass.
It's actually Gateway, so I'm all over the place tonight. I'm losing my mind slowly here.
You gave me bad news because Nashville's better than Gateway. So
yeah, sorry.
You're really not going to be able to pass, unfortunately. So
it's all
just the new.
It's all flat.
It's the new package. Yeah, new package is not great, but it is what it is. We're here. We're racing, so we got to get good at it, right?
Yep. I mean, we're all in the same playing field. These cars on fixed setups. You guys have kind of been the class of the field, marching around this place and showing them how to get it done. Blake, finally, one last question for you. Who do you want to shout out that put this Ford Mustang on the racetrack tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the QSR admins for everything they do, making us be able to race. They do a great job. So shout out to them and all their hard work. You for broadcasting, B-Speed as well. OG Gear, Goons. Shout out to Brad there for getting the win. He deserved it. He was really fast. So just sucks we were able to come up one spot short, but name of the game, and we'll get him next week.
We'll see you at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Can confirm. So go down there and make sure you tell Bradley Wilson that we're not actually turning right next week, because he's probably losing his mind right now.
Yeah, already.
Blake Giglio, second place after starting on the pole, got the stage win, led 9 laps Unfortunately, not able to get that lead back when it mattered the most. Nonetheless, runner-up finish for him. And finally, that brings us to our third place finisher, Wyatt Walker in the 85. And Wyatt, I got to apologize to you. If you go back and watch this broadcast tonight and you hear a moment where I second-guessed the move you made when you took it 3 wide, I genuinely thought that you were a lap down, and I'd just been seeing cars repeatedly a lap down, disregarding these guys up in the lead. And no, you took it 3 wide and you just set sail.
Yeah, I knew that passing the lap cars and stuff was going to be tough, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I have to go look back at that, but obviously it was a good move to make.
Yeah, it was an excellent move. The way it all happened, you sailed it there into turns 1 and 2. You had, I believe it was the 35 there in the middle, and then I want to say Blake Giglio or... yeah, I forget exactly who it was on the outside, but they were battling, and you sent it in there on the inside and just completely left him in the dust. It was a 2-for-1 off of turn 2.
Yeah, I remember that now. I knew that they were going to try to block because that was the only shot they had, and then them side by side, I knew I better get it before we got all tangled up because I did not want to end that race getting wrecked like that.
Well, it was an excellent drive. You had a pretty quiet day for the most part. You creeped your way up there when it mattered the most, but maybe that's a product of all the cautions we had to start. Once you had a green flag run, you could actually show what this car was capable of.
Yeah, I qualified actually a lot better than I thought. And the first stint, I wasn't worried about stage points, just trying to feel the car out, watch tires, and then check tires once we come in and change them. And yeah, after that, I was hoping for a green flag because I had a target lap time I knew I wanted to hit because I'm not going to outrun these guys heads up. So I had to try to pull something out of my, you know what, and we went green with, maybe 60 to go, 70 to go, I'm not sure. And I was praying for it to stay green the whole time, and it worked out because I knew I had enough tire to make it to the end.
Save the tires to a T. You were actually clicking off lap times 0.3 faster than the leaders. Do you think, I know the fuel was kind of weird there, another 30 laps, you think you could have caught up to them?
Yeah, if it was that long of a race, but if we were running that many laps, I don't think nobody would have stayed out that long. I don't know. It would have been a tough call, but yeah, I knew because I was monitoring the times. I knew I was running close to what they were, but there was no way I was going to catch them. I was just too far back. I actually, once I got around third and fourth, I just kind of chilled out a little bit and just made sure I didn't have any issues to finish the race.
Oh, another podium finish for you here, Wyatt. Excellent drive. We go on to Worldwide Technology Raceway next week, and I hope to see you back up here in the broadcast booth. One more time here. Go ahead and shout them out.
Yeah, man, got to thank y'all for doing the broadcast. Always fun to watch. It's my favorite broadcast ever, whether I'm racing in it or not. Got to thank my team over at Walker's Ridge Plantations, my Brad Lawson Sim Design for getting this Tyler Reddick somewhat replica together, and my team at 101 Racing for kind of just coaching me through and putting in a little practice this past week. It paid off definitely.
Put in the practice. Go practice for the next one. We'll see you next time, 7 days from now, when we go down towards St. Louis.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Wyatt Walker, third place finish, and that's going to do it for our post-race interviews. And that's also going to do it for our coverage here of QSR simulations here on V-Speed. And, well, we need to look at here at Iowa Speedway, the world's fastest short track, 7/8 of a mile, but it's on to another kind of unique circuit. Racetrack that we just talked about a moment ago. Worldwide Technology Raceway, otherwise known as Gateway. It's a flat, egg-shaped New Hampshire/Darlington. Two very unique ends of this racetrack. You can catch that here on V-Speed. 7 days from now, August 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. You'll never miss a single race. We have the entire schedule, the entire season here on V-Speed. And if you're wondering where Wesley is, well, we'll hopefully have him back here for some point in the playoffs. But he's on to bigger and better things. He has a podcast, a radio show. You can catch him live on all of those different medias. You can look up WesleyOutland.com. and find out what he's doing. He's got a lot of real life stuff going on right now, but hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage. For everybody here at V-Speed, Adam Baker for all he does in the background, our other producers, Morgan Cook, Eddie Smith, Logan Threlkeld, and Lucas Lyons. This is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Iowa. We'll see you next time. Stay tracking, everybody.